may not directly the client application, any client application, a solid or something, blah blah blah, they look up the beans in the JNDI, the references. What are the references you have created? Mean the actual object is running inside a EJB container. The object runs in the runtime in the EJB container, but the reference is nothing but location of the bean. The object reference, the location of a bean is stored in the JNDI, right? Stored in the JNDI. And what was the name we have given here, guys? Let us mark it. Edit. Mark. What is the bean name? Yeah. Here it is. First demo. Remote. And here it is a JNDI name. It's a JNDI name. First demo EJB remote. So what are the application you have created? It has a unique name, a JNDI name. So we have registered in the JNDI. That's fine. So the process is till here. Now let us test it, the EJB. So how we can test it, this EJB? By creating a in the web server, right? In the JBoss, what we have, embedded .get, right? And this solid program has to invoke, a solid program has to invoke this EJB. So to invoke a EJB, what exactly the solid program has to do? The solid program should know the reference of the bean, right? So what a solid program does, a solid program will look up in the JNDI. It does a lookup mechanism. It does a lookup mechanism. Solid program, first of all, what it does, lookup bean name, whatever, the JNDI, lookup for a bean, right? After doing a lookup, a actual invocation happens on the bean, right? Actual invocation happens inside a EJB container. And how it happens, let me tell you what exactly is happening when an invocation is happening, right? So invocation, bean invocation, here we say it as bean invocation, right? Bean invocation. And once the bean is invoked, the EJB container sends back the response, right? Response. It sends back the response. And let's see, let us do it practical now. This part is done. EJB container we have created, and it is registered with the JNDI. It is registered with the JNDI. Now, so let me also show you the file structure, the directory structure over here. The demo EJB. Look in the build. You don't have anything in the build. Yep. Session beans. What is session bean, guys? Here you can see. Yeah. Deployment descriptor. Let me open the deployment descriptor, and in the deployment descriptor you can see the source, which is a XML file. Once again, only a demo.ejb, nothing else you have here. Demo EJB, the application name is they have given. And let's get into the nothing else given, right? Only demo.ejb, since it is a annotation. Fine. Now let us get into the EJB module. What you see here, a session bean, a stateless session bean, and the remote, only the remote. Fine. Try to open the meta inf ejb.jar.xml file. Once again, it does have nothing, only the jar file, which you don't require since you have annotations, so you don't require. And the JNDI name you can specify optional. I can show you how you can configure a JNDI name, right? Which we'll see later, right? Which we'll see later. The JNDI name, you can say name, what name you want to give, right? What name you want to give the session bean. You can give your own name. Let me show you how you can give your own name. So stateless bean, and let me say name I'll say here, what is application name? First demo EJB. And if you remember here, first demo EJB slash remote. A name is auto generated name, but I want to give some name, right? First demo slash Brijtarang, the name I have given here, and this bean will be registered now with this name in the JNDI. And let's check this. It is demo EJB, and say finish, and you can see here, guys, could you tell me what is the name? JNDI name? The JNDI name is, it has appended with the slash remote. Oh, yeah, EJB name, first demo EJB Brijtarang. So we try to overwrite the JNDI name here. First demo EJB Brijtarang slash, it has appended with the remote. That's fine, might be pre-defaulted, but still you can overwrite the name. But I don't want to overwrite the name. Just leave it as it is, and once again let us export. Demo EJB and say finish. Yeah, export is completed. And look at the diagram, guys. Any questions, please, on the server? Yeah, so now let us create now a servlet program on this basis. Right, look at this, guys. Test EJB, by default a servlet program is created, test EJB, and we'll create one kind of servlet and say servlet name is what? com.test. And what is the class name? Test demo, right? Test demo EJB, I'm saying here. So next, the URL mapping is test demo EJB. Then say next. Require only do get method, not all. Say finish. Do get method we got over here, right? And let us take a try catch block. Catch exception EX, right? Exception EX. Now what we require, first of all, initially we require a print writer out response dot get writer, right? We got it. And then we say out dot if there is any exception. Out dot print ex dot get status if there is any exception. Now, as per this diagram, what the servlet has to do, it has to do two things. It has to look up in the JNDI, the very first thing, and it has to do the invocation, right? It has to do the invocation. The very first thing is it has to do a lookup in the JNDI. So to do a lookup in the JNDI, we have something called initial context, which is called ctx, right? Initial context is equal to new initial context, right? And then say ctx dot lookup. What is the name? Just click on this and say mark. What is the name, sir? Here it is, JNDI name, first demo EJB slash remote. Enter it, get over here and click on this. So first demo EJB, and we are trying to look up. Now what the JNDI will do? What the JNDI will do when you are trying to look up? it will give a reference of the bean, right? So it gives a reference of this bean, and to have this reference, how I can do it? I can't say object or something. It will give a reference. I'm right. It will give a kind of reference. So initially, let me copy the reference, which is called object obj. It will give a kind of reference. Later we'll do a invocation and say out.print obj. That's it. It will give a reference, and let's say obj. Now let's export it as a war file, test ejb.war, and say finish. Deployed on the same server. Test EJB, undeployed, deployed, and now let us try over here. Test EJB, and what is our select name? Test demo EJB. What that was select name? And click on this. When you click on this, what exactly you got it? You got all the details. So JNDI, we did a simple lookup mechanism. From a servlet has done a lookup in the JNDI, and it has sent a details to the servlet, and you can see here what we try to print: cts.lookup in the JNDI initial context using a library called initial context, and we try to print the object. And look carefully for a minute. It has given all the details. It has given all the details, right? Proxy2 jar file. What is the jar file name? Demo.jar. What is the name? First demo EJB. The bin name is first demo EJB. And service EJB3, implementing the interface EJB proxy, and the interface name is first demo EJB, and the interface is section proxy. It has given complete details. The JNDA has given the complete details related to your bin, right? But a lookup is done success now, but we require an actual invocation, and invocation happens in the runtime on the remote object, on the remote, not on the session, right? We have two things: one is the remote interface and one is the session. So to do an invocation, basically you need to copy the interface whatever you have created over here, the first remote count demo. What exactly it is? First demo, copy it, the same file, and paste as a part of client. On the client, same package com.demo, and paste the class file on the servlet, right? First demo EJB remote.java, and whatever you got it, you try to typecast the object. What are the object you got it? You try to typecast into first demo EJB